Okay, in this video we're going to look at tyres and check the tyres for safety, and look at the bike wheel rims as well. And there are a number of checks that you should do before you go out on a long cycle ride, or periodically if you're using your bike quite a lot. Firstly, check the condition of the tread of the tyres. Make sure there are no cracks, make sure there are no foreign objects embedded in the tyre. If they are, take them out with a screwdriver. Also check the condition of the wall of the tyre. Make sure there are no cracks in the rubber, and if there are, replace your tyre. If you have to replace your tyre, you can tell what size of tyre to get by looking at the information given on the tyre wall. So on this off-road mountain bike, the tyre sizes are 26 inches, which is the diameter of the wheel, and 1.95, which is the width of the wheel. One way of checking that your pressures are correct in your tyres is to grab hold of the wheel with both hands and press your thumbs in, and this is a good test. Tyres are firm, the pressure's good. Alternatively, if you're lucky enough to have a bicycle pump with a pressure gauge on it, and for mountain bikes you should be looking at pressures of about 35 psi, that's pounds per square inch. And if you're on a road bike, you should be looking at anything from 50 to 100 psi. Next thing to check are the rims of the wheels. Now this is an aluminium rim, and because the brakes operate on the rims get dirty, and if they have a lot of foreign objects embedded into the rim, it can mean that the rims and your brake blocks wear down very quickly, and that your braking is not as efficient as it should be. So the best thing is to always give the rims a quick clean with a dry cloth before you go out on a long ride. Another thing to check, an important feature to check, is the valve of the wheel here. The valves on these mountain bikes are quite large. They're the Schrader type valves. On a road bike you'll find a thinner valve called a Presta valve. You need to check that the valve comes perpendicular out of the wheel, not at an angle. If you have a bicycle pump with two fittings in the valve, make sure you're using the right valve cap. Press it down onto the valve. You'll hear a hiss for a minute. Hold it in, and with your other hand bring up the lever, and that locks the valve cap onto the valve, and you can then pump up the tyre. So for a mountain bike, 35 psi is equivalent to about 2.1 bars. So here we're looking at about 2.3 bars and just about 35 psi. To undo the valve cap, press down the lever and gently pull off the valve cap. Remember to put the cap back on. If you find you've got too much pressure in your tyres, the easiest way to take the pressure out is to use the cap and just press it into the top of the valve to release some of the air. You can also use a twig or a pencil or a screwdriver or a key. Okay, one thing to check is to make sure that the valve coming out through the rim of the wheel is perpendicular to the rim. If it's at an angle like this one is, that's quite dangerous and can cut into the wall of the valve. So the best thing to do is to take off the valve cap, release all the air by using a key or a screwdriver. Grab hold of the spokes and then rotate the tyre wall round until the valve is in its proper position, perpendicular to the wall of the rim. Then it's a case of pumping up the tyre and replacing the cap.